Okay. In the last one I said I was going to get a guess muse and try to hit a board. I'm going to get a guess muse and try to hit a ship. So this says... Okay, so this is not so bad. Okay, it takes number of turns, which I don't even know if it's still defined. It's not. Well, there's no ship list, so we're going to print the list, land of play in the game. Self dot board dot ships. Let's see how that fares. Okay. So it went through 40 turns. That's nice. 4 ships left. That's nice. Okay, but what we want to do now is guess coordinates. So he's trying to construct this. And that's overly... This is what I call overly Pythonic. Trying to use a dictionary. And then creating a dictionary. Okay, so this is interesting. So here you go through all this trouble of getting a row and getting a column, where you're getting you're inputting a string from the user, the player, the user. You're converting it to an int, and if it's in the right range, you return it. So it was a string that you converted to an int for some reason. And then when you get the column, you stuff the column or the row. Let's say when you get the row, you stuff the row in a dictionary. Then immediately after that, you get the row out of the dictionary. Wow. So, why don't we just say row equal get row. Get rid of that. Column equal get the column. And then instead of going into this dictionary, well, okay, so this is a dictionary, but this is a list. Then we could just say get this row and get this column. And the same thing here. Okay, so that's the idea. Except the game doesn't have a board display. The board has a board display. So, okay, so what is the board? Just doing a lot of cheating here. Numbers. The board is numbers. So we can do board.board, self.board.board. This should crash, right? Yes, because we don't have, oh, get row not defined. What do you mean get row not defined? Get row, self.getRow. Self.getColumn. Those are here. Okay, let's see what else has crashed. No, actually ran. Oh, now it wants me to guess a row. So let's say row 1. Yeah. And then it broke on 83. because there's no row size, because this isn't your job. So when we came here and set up our board, we should have set up the number of rows and number of columns, 83. Okay. Okay. When we created the board, we should have said how big it is here. So we just should have said row size, column size. Okay. And this should have came in, got passed in. And then these comments are just wasted time. In fact, we could have just put number of columns, number of rows, number of columns, number of rows, number of rows, number of columns. So then we create the board, we need to pass that in, which is the point. So create the board 9, 9. Let's see how much that crashes. Row size, line 206. Number of rows. $279. Number of columns. Number of rows. Really? Okay. 246. Number of columns. Number of rows. Okay, 246. I thought I did 246. 246. Number of rows. This is number of columns. This number of rows. All right. So we set the board to 9 by 9. We get a row. We get a column. Really? 1. Okay. Line 83, 34. 34 self.getRow. Okay, so get row is a problem. So come in here. I want to say, but this is the game. Okay, sad to say, in order to make this work, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. That's on line 83. Self.board.number of rows. Okay, so that one should get past that. 1, 1. Okay. And then we crash on line 37. Okay, so 37 says row column equal X. Board displays. This isn't right. So this is not right. So self.board board, and this is very wrong. 1, 1. Okay, so now so if this is 0, then that means we can break. If that's a 0, then we're okay. Otherwise, it's a 1 or a 2. And we need to loop around. We'll stay in the while loop. Okay, so we get a row and a column. We check to see if it's a 0. If it is, we stop. If it's not, we print out a message and then we let it loop around. So now, let us clear the screen. Let us display the board. Self.board.test ships. Okay, let's see what this does. Oops, kill it. All right, 1, 1. Erg. Display. Okay, so board is display board. I think I renamed it. That's on line 43. Okay, okay, we do it like that. Okay, I think we want to clear this at the beginning too. Play. Do we want to do that? Still want to do that. Actually, we don't want to do that. Okay, these printouts are coming from the board constructor, so let's make that part of that. All right, there we go. So we go 1, 1. Whoops, that's not going to work. Okay, I guess we'll clear it there. 1, 1. That's fine. Okay, so 1, 2. That's fine. Okay, so now we want to see if we hit a ship, right? So we'll go through all of our ships and see if that was a hit. But this should actually be done in the board. So what we want to do is we get this, we clear the board. We don't want to display this here. Okay, let's cut this. Let's cut all this out. So we got a row or column. We want to say here is that self.board guess row column. So the game is going to get the row and column, but the board is going to process. Process the guess. So we come down here to the board, set up the ship, test the ship, def process guess, self row column. Okay. That's going to be the end, but the beginning is we're going to say if self.board row column equals to 0. No, if it does not equal 0, then we'll just return, because that's already been done. Else what we'll do is we'll loop through the ships, or ship in self.ships if ship, that's just like the code above, except we're not going to be using a loop. We'll just say we don't need a loop. We just need this one ship. If this ship hit test row column, then not the test board, but self.board row column equal 2. That indicates a hit. And then we can actually return else self.board row column equal 1. Okay, looks like we will put that, oops, X there. Okay, so we'll process the guess, and then it will display the boards and show the ships. So let's just call this show ships. Show. Instead of calling it test, let's just call it show. That makes sense. Okay, there's no test. It's on line 227. Show. Okay, so 1, 1. All right, what can we see here? Let's make it a little bigger. Oops. Well, the main thing is we can see it's a 2, which means it was a hit. Make that a little bigger. Make that a little smaller. Make that a little bigger. So based on where our ships are, 1, 1 was a hit, but 2, 1 should not be. So let's make this 2, 1, and it's a 1 because it's a miss. And if we do 1, 1 again, we already hit that, and 2, 1 again, we already guessed that. So we're coming right along, and it looks like what we need to do is, for the board status is fine. We hit a ship, we missed a ship. For the ship status now, we need to know how many hits we got. So we want to change the state of the ship with each hit test. But we don't want it to just disappear. We'll just change it to something else. So, and that's each position in the ship needs to be able to indicate its status. So the hit test here is fine. I should have tried to hit a vertical, but I didn't. This is where we actually hit a ship. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put zeros in the ships. So I'm going to do the same thing where we are creating. Actually, it was in this other piece of code where he did it. Where is that code at? Original. So this one here. That's my ship status. So we construct the ship, and this becomes self.ship. I'll just call it status because we know it's a ship, and we want this to be size. So then when it comes time to display a ship, we're not going to put X's here. We're going to put zeros and 1, where 0 means not hit and 1 means it was hit. So where is show ships? Okay, it's up here. Show ship. Instead of being X, if it's a hit, if it's the hit is true, then this, okay, we're going to do it badly. I guess I should have left this as test. Well, the only person that should modify the ship is this guy. So we'll put another, no we're not. I'll just do it like that. I don't care. Self dot status sub, oh boy. So this is horizontal. So it's the column minus the start column, like minus the start column. Equal 1. And the start row. So then we do the hit test. Well, no. We do the hit test. This is going to be we know we set it. Self dot status. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The only problem is now we don't know. Exactly where in the ship we got hit. We know it got hit, but we don't know where. And at this stage here, when showing the ships, we don't know if it's a horizontal ship or a vertical ship, so we've kind of like lost track of useful information. Okay, this isn't even the way to do this. It's great for testing. It's not so good here. Okay, this is not the way to show the ships. It was good for testing the ships. Okay, put it back. Oops, too much. Okay, so. Okay, so we put an X there. So this one shows the ships. No. This one tests the ships. Put that back. Okay, who's calling that? Well, why didn't that crash? Because we didn't save it. I want to see it crash. 333. Column size, column size. Okay. 227. Okay, so we test the ships. Okay, let's make sure that still works. Hit test. 358. Okay, this is mixing. So where is this a column? This should be a row. Okay, so We got our ships, we got our port, we got our ships. We guess one, and then line 44. There is no show ships. That's what we need to write. Okay, so that's in the board. So board, test the ships. It's going to be very similar. Show the ships. All right. What we need to go is create a blank board like this. Let's make this run again. Okay. Oh, we didn't save it. Great. Okay. We want to create a blank board. Yeah, we want to create a blank board. And then we want to go through all our ships. And we want to take the start row. But we need to know if the ship is horizontal or vertical. So if ship dot orientation equal horizontal, then we need to go for the size of the ship for I in range ship dot size, then test board. Okay, these are going to be zeros and ones now. They're not going to be x's, so this is going to be a 0. And it's just going to be a 0, 0. So if I in range of ship that size, test board, so it's horizontal. So ship dot start row, ship dot start column plus I status sub I. Okay, then we don't want this. And I don't think we can just print the test board. What does the test board do? What is print board? Print board says print all that. Yeah, see, so this is looking at strings. Well, this part is looking at strings. This is taking it, converting it to okay, it's current. It might not break. Let's see. 1, 1. That's because we went through the hit test. Okay, so we don't want to do this. So we don't want to test the ships because that's going to hit them all. Okay, so we got a 1 and we got a whole big list of stuff. So why are we getting show ship.status. So we got all our zeros. Test port row column plus I equals ship.status of I. So why are we getting lists in here? Okay, we're gonna break.